All right, well, I'm going to start off with my chicken because I know I need to season this. Now, I have a problem here. I'm assuming chicken that's slightly raw is fine. Yeah,
slightly raw.
Well, it's slightly frozen.
So what I'm doing is basically just getting my potatoes and stripping them. What do you call that?
Peeling.
Peeling, not stripping. Then I'm going to chop it up into little pieces and boil it so that I can make my mash.
Now, I don't know if you can actually see that, but roux, the idea of roux, I found out is...
Hello, Kitchen Wizard here, waving my magical tongue to answer all of your kitchen queries. Now, a roux is a mixture of oil and flour heated together in a pan to form a thickening agent for sauces and gravies.
But I mean, that looks kind of brown and pasty, don't you think? No, it's gone quiet, it's not sizzling. And now, all I need to do is add my chicken. There we go. Now that's supposed to cook on a high heat and it's supposed to brown the chicken. What are you eating?
Well, this is an old wives' tale. I'm doing an onion, and I've heard it said that I suffer greatly from onion crying. I've heard it said that if you stick a spoon in your mouth while you're chopping an onion, like so, it stops you from crying. And that actually worked quite well, the old spoon technique. So I'm going to thank my old wives for that.
My initial instruction was to season the chicken pieces with salt, pepper, and season all. I don't have any pepper, but I just don't know whether or not seasoning stuff as it's cooking is right.
Okay, now, which one's mine? Is that
That
mine?
one there, yeah.
Okay.
Hey!
Oops.
Well, I'm in trouble. And the reason why I'm putting rice into this bowl is because I figure that if my chicken is going to absolutely stink, then what better way to hide the taste of stinky chicken
Disguise it with rice.
than covering it with rice.
Yeah. And I'm just visualising my shepherd's pie and I'm thinking these carrot pieces are just going to be way too big.
Well, I think this is coming together. I think we have liftoff. I'm going to now put this in the baking tray. But the idea here is to keep some sauce handy. If the sauce is handy, then I get to actually, I'm actually going to use that. That has a purpose. So there we go. Now I've got to bake this at 3. What do you reckon that is? Why is it not plussing and minusing? Alright, so it's going to be in there for about 20 minutes or so.
Now, that's, I think, going to be quite hot. I don't know how much oil I'm supposed to put in there, but I think that's a nice healthy load. This is an absolute catastrophe. My potato is just not boiling. I don't know why it's not boiling.
Okay, now I'm supposed to saute, I think. Saute, I think it is, S-A-U-T-E, the onions. Now I don't actually know what that means.
Sautéing is a method of cooking that uses a small amount of fat in a very shallow pan over relatively high heat. Sauter in French means to jump. Therefore, the food is cooked until it jumps.
Go into my roux.
Look at that pot.
Yeah.
And look at that bit of onion. You still got.
That's lovely.
So I'm ready to chuck in my tomatoes and tomato paste. I think I probably should have put the meat in a bit earlier than that because I'm thinking there's a good strong chance that that's going to take ages to cook now.
Now, as you can see, the pieces are a bit chunky. Now, I know that someone who's going to eat my chicken is not going to want chunky onions. What I'm going to do, again, I'm breaking the rules here, and I shouldn't really admit that I'm doing it, is I'm just going to add gravy in a powdered form.
Now, I remember as a kid, when my mum used to make mashed potatoes, she always used to put egg and butter and stuff and salt, but I don't have an egg. Everyone's going to be going, God, those potatoes taste great. I don't know why. And I'll be going,
Yes, it's the butter in
It's
my
the butter.
potatoes.
Can I have a taste?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, nice one.
That tastes really nice. Okay, well, I'm entering the final phase of my chicken fricasse, if that's how you even pronounce it. Now, the sauce is done. All I need to do now is pour it on top of my chicken. And let it cook. I'm supposed to let it cook for an hour, but we've cranked the heat up to quite a high heat, so I don't think we're going to need to have it cook for that long. Overall, I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty good.
Okay, so this is basically, the base of the shepherd's pie. I'm hoping that I've got enough potato to put evenly over the top and make like a nice top on here. There's gonna be potato floating islands here. Okay, nah, there's a problem here. So just whack it in the oven. So I'll wait about 15 minutes and then should have ourselves a nice shepherd's pie.
Coming up after the break, we judge the dishes.
And now begins the process to determine who has spoilt the broth. Each crew member will taste each dish and give a mark out of 10. First up, Joel's shepherd's pie. And now Nick's chicken fricasse. Well boys, in no particular order, Joel, 35 points, Nick, 40 points. But we know this is only half the story, let's see what our experts have to say.
Hi, I'm Julianne Booth. I've been cooking for 20 years now. I've worked in restaurants, catering companies, you name it. Now I'm cooking for some of Sydney's high flyers. What size pieces? What I would have done, or what I suggest you do, is you make a roux in a saucepan. Now Nick's using a fry pan, and you want to actually use the fry pan to saute the chicken to give the chicken colour. Then once you've added your liquid, you can whisk it, and that gets it really smooth. Now the chicken, brown it off in a separate pan, because then you can add it to the roux, otherwise you just get bits and lumps through it. Someone's actually told Joel a porky there, because no idea where he's got this spoon in the mouth from stopping the onions from making your eyes cry. There's no real way. A bit of a fallacy we used to use is you put the onions in the fridge or soak them in water. Now what Joel's doing here, that's really bad. He should have his extra bowls for the onion and the potato, because he's got too much on the chopping board. Again, this knife is so scary. If he doesn't cut his finger at the end of the day, it's going to be a miracle. Oh, no, that's wrong. You can't cook something in a pan that's already got crap in it, because it's just going to give it lots of black bits. And so clean your saute pan out, add a bit of oil, and then add your onions to it. Just a little trick when you add your tomato paste with your ingredients. Okay, Joel's got all these ingredients in. That's good, that's okay. But just move a space, so when you add your tomato paste, add it where there's nothing in there. And then you brown it off and you get the acid out. So you cook that out a bit, and you can add a bit of red wine to it. Oh no. Oh, he's like adding the mince, the raw mince to that. Oh, no way. That's just gross. That's wrong. It's not going to cook properly. Yeah, it's just looking a bit anemic because he didn't saute the chicken, but you know, for next time, brown off the chicken before you add to it. Oh, very innovative, Joel, using his hand to mould the mash. Now it's time for the scores. Joel, 31 out of a possible 50. Nick, 35 out of 50. Well done.
So there we have it, this week's winner is Nick.
So there we go. I feel hollow about my victory, simply because, I don't know, I was best of a bad bunch, really.
The lesser of two evils.
I think so. So, I mean, this is the point of the show where we have to say something fairly insightful about our experience. Have you learnt anything today, Joel?
Well, yeah, I've learned that you can actually make, a sort of a rather, well, I don't even know what you call it.
Go on, say it, crappy.
Yeah, crappy. Sort of weird dish with onion skin in there and still beat a world-class shepherd's pie.
Yeah, I'm convinced it's the taste. It's got everything to do with the taste. Doesn't matter what it looks like, doesn't matter what's in it, as long as it tastes good.
And you reckon yours tastes good?
No. Well, this week's winner's challenge is all about eating hot dogs. Now, the world record holder is this gentleman here. His name's Joey Chestnut. He ate 66 in 12 minutes. We've got 6 hot dogs to eat in 60 seconds. Joel Green, your 60 seconds start now. You got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, I guess that's a triumph of some kind because you actually took the winner's challenge and you gave it a go. Ladies and gentlemen, well done. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching Spoiling the Broth. That's it. Anyone want a hot dog?
Fuck me.
Fuck is an English word that as a verb fundamentally means to have sexual intercourse with. Its use is generally considered offensive in formal circles, however it can be commonly heard on most building sites.
Gonna paint our wagon, gonna paint it good. We ain't bragging, we're